So hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Deep Junior Yokohama versus Monarch 1.7, and I let them play the rossolimo attack from the Sicilian defense. To be exact, this kind of position here after d4, and now it's the sovereign's move, and he took on d4. Let's see, most probably c takes d4. And now bishop to e7. I will go takes. E5 looks pretty good for white though. So let's say you take here, take there, take there, take there, take there, and take there. Now black has a weakness here on d6, so also this is not that great for black, I think. So I wouldn't take actually, but what to do? Probably queen b6. After takes, maybe even, yeah, taking with the pawn. Yeah, but now again e5. So d takes. We have this position now. C takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes most probably. Now bishop e2, bishop f4 I will play. Castles, knight c6. Knight could maybe come in here at some point, but although right now the queen is defending this square, so, but also this is a juicy square for the knight. Then takes, maybe even queen takes. Okay, it's not that bad for black. Black can go rook to the c file, here rook also to the c file, or one rook to the d file even, to add more pressure to this pawn here, to this poor little d6 pawn. Rook there, defend also if need be. The knight can hovel back, not queen takes knight of course. Maybe the knight can hover back, add more protection to this d6 pawn if need be. Let's say a4, try and go knight b5, a6, preventing this. Now maybe some rook lift even, and trying to use one of those squares, maybe even this square after the knight jumps in here. Let's see, what is black's plan? Let's say you make some luft for the king. Knight here, knight takes, queen takes. Now bishop there, maybe. No, then you lose the pawn. Let's say queen here, trying to exchange. Rook there, rook takes, and now it's very hard to keep this pawn. Maybe rook here, but then b4, trying to go b5. So yeah, this doesn't work. Seems as though that black loses this pawn in the long run if he is not careful. So let's try some different stuff here for black. This looks pretty normal though. Bishop here, castles, knight there. Maybe knight here to eliminate this bishop. Put a rook to the d file, also rook to the d file, rook to the c file, but then you can go even e5, which was also possible in the previous line, because if you take, then the queen is hanging. And this is also not working. For black, white just won a pawn there. So let's see, what can black do there? Takes. Knight takes, maybe even not knight takes, just bishop e7. Knight here maybe, add more protection to this pawn, and knight to e5. Knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, and should be playable. Maybe knight here, going after that pawn, also maybe trying to eliminate this bishop. If you go here, then maybe even knight check is possible. No, g6 maybe. Then you can go knight here and maybe bishop there even, threatening some double check. If knight here, then this double check will come. But okay, it might not be that bad. After this, now both pieces are hanging, so this might not work even, but you can just eliminate the bishop. Queen takes and go f4 maybe, kicking this knight away. So let's say knight goes back to c6, and now bishop here. No, then this hangs, or does it? No, it doesn't, because of this pin here. So also bishop here might even be better. So you can go knight here. It looks so as white has some advantage there in this position. So let's try something else for black. Instead of knight e5, let's see queen b6. This is what the sovereign thinks. Trying to eliminate this bishop maybe. So let's say you go here anyway. Adding more defense to this pawn. Here. d5. Or after queen b6, maybe even e5 is possible. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes. No, it's not possible, at least not this way. Probably you have to eliminate this knight and then go e5. And if you take this pawn, then you face this check here, and this is pretty terrible. Queen here, add more pressure to this poor bishop. This is not so important if you take here, because of bishop rook takes there. Yeah. So I don't know. We have this c takes d4, knight takes d4, and queen b6. Here adding more pressure to this knight. So I will go knight takes, bishop takes, and pawn e5. If you take there, then taking here with check. Now the queen has to move. Now the king has to move. Probably moves to d6. And now maybe bishop here. So I wouldn't go there, then I would go here. Bishop here nevertheless. Takes, and rook there. It doesn't look healthy for black at all. Rook is coming to the c-file, then all these escape squares are covered. Right now the bishop is under threat. But okay, you can go here, threatening on g7. Knight here blocking. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, we don't have this. Knight takes, we have bishop takes instead. probably bishop takes now, and now e5 maybe. Yeah, e5 looks pretty horrible for black. e5. Takes, bishop e7, queen here. No, then the knight is hanging. Yeah, but if you take the knight, then you lose the bishop with a check. But is this so bad for black? I don't know. You can also do something else. e5. e5 looks so normal. b takes and knight f. Also, the other option is knight here, threatening this pawn. So let's say you castle queenside. Now this pawn is defended twice. This one here by the rook and the bishop. So, and g6 maybe kicks the knight, so you'd have to be fast. But then bishop here, queen takes, knight here. Don't quite know if this is compensation enough. Knight is coming in here, the rook is coming in there. Maybe the other rook there, probably it is compensation enough for the pawn. Okay, but we don't have bishop takes. We have bishop takes c6 and now pawn takes c6. Now what is Deep Junior Yokohama up to here? Knight a3. Knight a3 trying to go there. But what is if you push d5? Takes. Oh, takes comes with check. Okay. So d5 is not possible right now. So knight to a4. Knight to c4 maybe coming. What is black's plan? Probably bishop here. Knight e4. Queen goes back. Bishop there. So there is no d5. But you can maybe attack the bishop here. No, you can't. The queen can just snap off the knight. So yeah, now the knight moving is a threat, going after this pawn. So black is on the back foot already. This knight a3 is kind of a good move. Black's king is still in the center. Say if you castle queenside, this is what the sovereign thinks is a good move. Castling queenside, still knight c4 coming. Where is the queen going? I will go there, and then bishop f4 pins the pawn again. Yeah, and now you have to worry about a lot of stuff. Let's see both evaluations right around now. Deep Junior Yokohama thinks it's better for white, nearly winning, and the sovereign thinks it's not that great either. Thinks that it's slightly better for black. So yeah, bishop g5 no is what Deep Junior Yokohama thinks. Bishop g5, d5. Let's say you take there. Okay, then you got this rook check. And okay, this knight is not that great. Okay, this looks also interesting for white. What? Bishop g5, d5. Okay, we have bishop f4. Now d5, maybe pawn takes, taking there, and taking there, but then rook here will be very annoying because the king has to move, and then rook there would secure. So you cannot really snap off this knight. Let's say d5. Let's say you snap off this pawn, then rook here, queen takes, and rook here checkmate. So this is also not working. So this pawn is immune. This b takes, so probably d5 is not the greatest move full time anyway. d5, because you just take it. Yeah, but knight takes maybe. Knight takes, then knight c4. Where's the queen going? Queen there maybe. No, bishop here, and you cannot take the bishop because of this knight fork. So, okay, we have d5 now. Wouldn't have played d5. d5 looks very bad. d5, I would just take it. E takes, knight takes, and bishop g3. Also knight takes and bishop g3. Knight takes and bishop g3 is also an option. But yeah, because knight c4, then maybe is queen here. Now the knight is attacked and the bishop is attacked. And also this square is covered. So knight takes bishop g3 is the line. And if you take there, knight c4 most probably. Queen here. Rook, no, not rook there. Yeah, rook there is very nice. Because you cannot take the knight because of rook here checkmate. There, so this bishop f4 is really strong. I really like this bishop on this f4 square. It's controlling this whole diagonal here, and that's really quite nice. Queen takes b2 is what the sovereign thinks, so bishop here, and now queen takes b2. But what about rook there? Just isn't it over? Because you cannot take the knight because of rook here checkmate. So queen takes b2 cannot be played. I would go here with the bishop to be able to have this square. Now there is maybe this threat of taking this pawn, but still rook here attacks that one, so check. No, then a knight takes the rook, so this is not possible. But you can go here now, threatening a discovered double check. So if you take here, then this double check is quite deadly. Where to go? You cannot really go. You have this squares right here available. Best square is, I think, this one, because if you go there, then rook check here, or even queen check there is better. I think then only one square and rook takes here is checkmate, double check and checkmate. So same thing would happen if you go there. Then queen check, you have to block check, you lose a lot of stuff here. Check, and you maybe getting mated. I don't know quite yet. you have to be careful about your back rank. So, but this should be a crushing attack. This should be a crushing attack if you take this b pawn. Rook takes, rook here, knight takes, no, not rook here, but queen a4. Knight takes. Probably even better is this double check. Yeah, this is made immediately. Sorry, because the rook is defended. Here the queen is giving check, the rook is giving check, these squares are all covered. Here the queen looks on this square, so this is an immediate checkmate. So you cannot take on b2 because of this kind of you cannot go there, let's say, because of queen a4 and rook to c7 checkmate. So you kind of have to go there. Yeah, the rook is defended by the knight. Can go here, attack the queen. Don't really want to take yet another pawn, but okay. You can't go there. You could go there or there, but I don't know. I think even the best is to take this. And queen check. Exchanging queens. Going here. I don't know if this is survivable for black, but could very well be that there is nothing. Can go here threatening a checkmate. And how do you prevent this actually? No, the knight is preventing it. This checkmate. So you have to find some different ideas. Rook here maybe as an idea. And if you go knight here, then knight here check, but this also I don't know about. Knight here, queen there, rook there, but the knight is not defended. So okay, it's taking here, but you can keep the queens on the board. It's not terrible. You can give this knight check and go there with the queen with a check. Okay, but then you can block with the queen. That's probably not so wise. Okay, we don't have this takes. And we don't have bishop here. We have the move c5. I would go rook there, pinning the pawn. And after this, I would attack the queen. Most likely something like this. Or not even attacking the queen. Going here just. And sacrificing the knight, because this is again checkmate. So you cannot take this pawn. You could maybe, no, this is also not possible because of knight c4, forking queen and bishop. Okay, we have a different move. After c5 we have the move knight c4, attacking the queen immediately. This pawn is also now covered, the b2 pawn. Where is the queen going? Queen a6 maybe to threaten the knight. Rook there. Knight takes. You don't really want to go into this double check. Queen here check. Winning a rook here because of this discovered check. cannot even block with something. C5. Also an idea is instead of this double check is just to go queen here, preventing any escape. Now this mate threat is threatened. Yeah, it seems as though that black is lost in all ways here. +2 and zeros. Queen a6, bishop queen d3, rook ac1 is also what I would suggest. Queen a6, rook ac1. Taking this knight is probably not on. Let's see why. My two candidate moves are queen to b3 and knight to d6. Probably knight d6. Only square, queen here. Now if you don't want to lose the knight, you have to move the knight. Knight here, queen, king there, knight here. Yeah, but you can just go here, I guess. But okay. Bishop can only go there. Oh no, it's a check. It's a check, sorry. So there is no bishop move. If you go there, you lose the rook with check. So let's go here. Still knight takes this rook. I would say bishop here. Knight there. Attacking the bishop twice. So if you wait a bit. If bishop here, then you just take here. Then you lose the knight, but this activity is just too much to handle. Bishop here is coming. Okay, but then you can go here. But this kind of stuff I don't know about. Queen here check. Queen here and queen takes there and you hold bishop up. So this should be winning. Yeah. Okay, we have a different move here, not taking the knight. Of course not. Knight, we have knight c4, queen here, rook c1. And now we had the move h5. Trying to go h4 maybe. Queen b3. So now if you take, then this is immediately checkmate. Because rook is giving check, also covering this square, the knight is giving check. And the queen is covering all these squares here. So this is checkmate. h5. Queen b3. Also if you take the knight, then you have this checkmate or this checkmate. So this is all quite nice. So you have to deal with this mate. So knight here is the only option. Queen here. Knight c7 also an option, but I would go queen there. This I have to check afterwards, how to crush black in that position, because we have the move knight c7 blocking this stuff. I don't know, give this check here. I don't know. Okay, keeping an eye on this square. What about queen here? Knight check, bishop takes, queen takes, queen takes, rook check, rook here. I don't know, I would do this. And now, where to move the knight? Knight here. Knight check. At least you want a pawn there. This line, but I think there is more easy things to do. Knight here is Monarch's choice. Bishop takes c7 is what's the move? No, knight here doesn't work. Knight e5. Now knight e5. Okay, now you cannot take this pawn. This knight. Okay, 2 knights versus 2 bishops. Don't know yet if Suvari is not playing that bad. Knight e5. What is knight e5 doing? Though, what does knight e5 does? Okay, it threatens the bishop, so, and it threatens c7. If you go there, then just takes, and knight here focus the rooks, so you kind of have to go back. Now the rook is threatening the knight. No. Bishop e8, now the rook is threatening the knight. You could go here, check. Bishop takes and then knight here, but I don't think this is good. Knight here anyway, bishop takes. Queen takes check. But then rook blocks. Knight here check. King there. Queen here, let's say. Threatening this pawn. So let's see you defend it. And then knight here attacking the queen. Queen there. Rook there. Seems really dead. Seems really dead, this position. You have to keep an eye on the rook. Knight check. Now you rook check, queen check. Here check, check, and check. Okay. Yeah, this would be a nice finishing touch, this kind of continuation. No, not knight here, queen takes, check, queen here, knight here, check. Yeah, queen here, it doesn't really matter. This kind of stuff does come anyway, and it's not really a surprise. So now it's basically over. Knight takes f7. Yeah. Black is just not developed. Deep Junior Yokohama is now crushing. 196 and 5.12, so it's really basically over. This knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. we're exactly in this line I just analyzed. Queen takes f7 now. Now you're pawn up and your king is more safe. Let's go with some king move instead of this line, instead of rook to c1. Let's say king b8. Knight here doesn't work, but you could attack the rook. You don't really want to leave this square, and you want to defend this square right here. Is there... no, you don't really want to develop white's piece, black's pieces. Let's say you go rook here just. Now the bishop can... it could develop right there because of the queen. King b8, knight here, rook there. Takes, rook takes, queen takes here. And now you are 2 pawns up. Yeah, you don't have to analyze this. This is over. Just want to see how it's... what's the fastest way of doing it. So, okay, very interesting game. Let's ask Deep Junior Yokohama's couple of questions about this game. Okay, here. Here white is already better. Queen b6 is apparently not in the... it's never been analyzed. Bishop e3 or bishop takes, b takes, and knight a3. Castles. Bishop f4. Yeah, bishop f4 is a good move. d5, pawn takes, knight takes, and bishop g3, controlling this entire diagonal. We saw a couple of lines where this is really a monster diagonal. c5, knight c4, queen here, and rook c1. What is if you take the knight? New variation. Then knight here, check. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because this squares are covered by the bishop, the knight is covering this square right here, and also that square right there. So you have to go bishop here, and then rook takes, most probably, followed by queen takes and knight takes, and it's all over. And what else to do? Knight c3, interference, pawn takes knight, I would say. Now d3. What is if you capture the knight? Right, they're trying to be up material. Then queen f3, covering this entire diagonal. Bishop d6. What's the threat? Okay, I see. If you take here, queen e8 is made. Okay, queen a8 is made, so queen f3 threatening queen a8 made. And there is really nothing I can do against this. Bishop e6 maybe. New variation. Then there's queen c6, which is, yeah, queen here, and this is also made. Okay, so this, you cannot take the knight, so h4, h5 we have, and now knight, queen b3 threatening mate. We have knight c7. Yeah, the question was what after queen b7? Mr. Deep Junior Yokohama, then queen a3. You can really never take this because of knight here check, winning the queen, for example. So knight here. We have threatening mate. Queen b7. Queen here. Bishop g4. h3. h4. Bishop h2. Bishop h4, okay. You wanna control this e1 square. So knight b3, attacking on c3, c5. On knight here, knight takes. Queen here, okay. This looks pretty toast for black, but it's a different story. Knight here. Bishop back, knight takes f7, queen takes f7, and after king b8 I resigned the game. Let it resign the game. Rook e3. What is after rook? Yeah, rook e3 is a nice move. If you capture the knight, then it's a mate in 5 by queen c7 check. Only square is to move in the corner. Queen takes here check. Yeah, again in the corner, and then there is this rook here followed by this mate. So you can never really take the knight. Rook takes d4, taking with the knight, then rook here check, giving up the queen. Yes, it's the only way. Check. Now taking there. And now you're just up a lot of material. Queen takes a7, and it's all over by the shouting. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.